David broke the lease on his house just days after the FBI raided it. Word on the street is that David, who's now a suspect in the murder of Celeste, dipped out of his place right after the feds searched it. With the evidence they found at his home, plus the growing proof that he was with Celeste around the time she went missing, his arrest could be coming any day now. The block heated up fast. What started as a normal day at a Hollywood impound lot turned into one of the darkest stories the rap game has ever seen. We're talking about David, real name David Anthony Burke. He went from making beats in his bedroom to topping the charts, and now his whole world is falling apart like a house of cards. The 20-year-old artist and his manager left their Hollywood Hills spot and broke the lease faster than you could say 5-0, leaving behind nothing but questions and chaos. To understand how deep this goes, we need to rewind to September 8, 2025. Workers at Hollywood Tow started smelling something foul coming from a black Tesla Model 3. If you know Cali heat, you know nothing good comes from a car sitting for days like that. The Tesla had been sitting at the impound lot for about 5 days after being towed from the hills. What they found inside shook the entire industry. When LAPD showed up around 12:30 p.m., they found something straight out of a horror movie. Inside the Tesla's front trunk, the frunk, were human remains wrapped in plastic, decomposed so badly the body only weighed about 71 pounds. Reports say it wasn't even in one piece. The car, registered to none other than David Anthony Burke. For 9 days, no one knew who the victim was. The LA County coroner worked around the clock until September 17th, when they finally confirmed it. The body was 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She had been missing from Lake Elsinore since April 2024. Celeste was small, just 5 feet 1 inch with curly black hair. She was last seen in a tube top, black leggings, a yellow bracelet, and stud earrings. One detail stood out. She had a tattoo on her right pointer finger. Guess what? David has the exact same tattoo in the same spot. That's no coincidence. Celeste's mom told police her daughter had been hanging around a guy named David. Now the pieces are coming together like a nightmare puzzle. Celeste disappeared in April 2024 at just 13, after running away from home. What's worse, rumors say David and Celeste had been talking since 2022, when she was only 12. Screenshots from Discord show conversations between David and someone named Celeste going back to August 2022. Police haven't confirmed it yet, but social media is buzzing, and it's not looking good for David. The crazy part: David's rise was unreal. He taught himself to make beats on his iPhone in his sister's closet. At first, he was just making tracks for his Fortnite videos so he wouldn't get copyright strikes. But those beats turned into songs, and those songs racked up billions of streams. His biggest hit, Romantic Homicide, was literally recorded with Apple earbuds in that closet. It was a real rags to riches story until now. With everything coming out, that success story feels more like a nightmare. Even the song Romantic Homicide, once about heartbreak and pain, sounds like something else entirely in light of what we know now.
I went on my phone the next day, I was like, how to make music on iPhone. That was it. Apple earbuds. No mic. No headphones either. Literally the mic on the headphones. I'm just sitting there like this, knees up on the door of the closet.
Now we really gotta wonder, whose perspective was he channeling when he made that track? But here's the most messed up part. This whole thing was unfolding for weeks without anybody realizing that Tesla had been sitting abandoned in the Hollywood Hills for almost 3 weeks. Neighbors smelled something foul but brushed it off as just regular city funk. The car was first spotted in mid-August, moving around different spots in the hills before finally ending up on Bluebird Avenue, where it stayed parked for good. And while all that was happening, David was out on his Withered World tour, performing for packed crowds who had no idea that death was literally sitting in his car the whole time. On September 9th and 10th, David was on stage in Minneapolis, handing out merch and acting like everything was cool, while Celeste's body was decomposing in the trunk of that Tesla. When the truth came out, it shook both the gaming and hip-hop communities to their core.
I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't even cry, not a single tear.
That line hits way different now, for real. Dude was always saying he liked to step into other people's shoes when he made music.
include a piece of myself in every part of the music, but I try to get like every different perspective I can, every possible perspective, every possible like viewpoint I can.
The discovery on September 8th was just the start of what became one of the wildest downfalls in hip-hop history. Cops were about to show up at David's door in the hills, and things got hot real fast. On September 17, 2025, the day started like any other in the Hollywood Hills. By night, the whole neighborhood looked like a scene out of a Netflix crime doc. The raid didn't just put David on blast. It had him and his crew scrambling out of their mansion like their lives depended on it. The spot they abandoned wasn't small time either. We're talking a 4-bedroom, $3.6 million rental on Doheny Place, with $20,000 rent every month. David's manager, Josh Marshall, had been paying since February 2024, the same month Celeste first went missing on Valentine's Day. That timing doesn't look good. The landlord, a guy named Meladin Trifunovic, had cameras all over the property but claimed he couldn't check the footage without permission or a warrant. Neighbors got used to seeing that black Tesla parked outside, never knowing they were next to what might have been a crime scene. When LAPD's robbery homicide squad rolled up, they didn't come to play. Dozens of detectives and forensics teams spent nearly 12 hours tearing that house apart. This wasn't random, they knew what they were looking for. They sprayed luminol across the place to check for blood, tested drains for DNA, and bagged up electronics, computers, and other evidence. Word is they were hunting for digital proof. Maybe those Discord chats between David and Celeste everyone's been talking about. The landlord said he didn't even know David was living there until his property manager told him after the raid. That shows how low-key David was trying to keep things. But here's the telling part. The moment cops cleared out, David and Marshall moved to break the lease and get out. The landlord said they told him straight up they didn't want to stay because of the heat. That's not how innocent people move, fam. If you're clean, you stay put and cooperate. These dudes ran like they had something to hide. Moving trucks pulled up within days. News crews circling, neighbors watching as they packed everything. The timing tells it all. On the same day Celeste's body was identified, David canceled his Seattle show, citing unforeseen circumstances. That was the beginning of his empire crumbling. Brands like Crocs and Hollister dropped him instantly, scrubbing him from ad campaigns. His label froze his album. His streaming numbers spiked, then crashed, as fans tried to process whether their favorite artist was really a killer. Some streamers defended him at first, but that didn't age well. Meanwhile, new details surfaced. People connected the dots between David and Celeste. Matching tattoos, Discord messages, even screenshots of her talking about being assaulted by David and a guy named Gus. Police haven't confirmed all of it, but the evidence piling up looks bad. There's even a leaked track called Celeste Demo, Unfin, from December 2023 where her name is all over the lyrics, like he was confessing in plain sight. David's hit romantic homicide now sounds like something way darker than heartbreak. His own words about preparing for pain feel chilling like foreshadowing. From superstar to suspect in less than a week. That's how fast the game flipped. If prosecutors can prove first-degree murder with premeditation, especially involving a minor, he's looking at life without parole. California still has the death penalty on the books too. The coroner still hasn't pinned the exact cause of death. Celeste's body was too decomposed. But LAPD is tearing through those seized devices and checking Tesla's built-in cameras, which could make or break the case. Social media exploded. Vigil after vigil was held in Lake Elsinore. Her family launched a GoFundMe. Fans who once defended David broke down on stream when they saw the evidence stacking up. Advocates are demanding new protections for minors online, pointing to how predators can use Discord, DMs, and parasocial fan connections to groom kids. This story isn't just David's downfall, it's a warning about the darker side of internet fame. That Hollywood Hills rental, once a symbol of luxury, is now tied to unspeakable acts. David, the kid who started making beats in his sister's closet, is now the prime suspect in one of the ugliest celebrity murder cases we've seen. Through it all, one thing is clear. Celeste Rivas Hernandez deserves justice. She was 15 with her whole life ahead of her. Her family deserves answers, accountability, and to know that whoever's responsible faces the full weight of the law. David's fast rise is over. His escape from that Hollywood Hills house didn't just mark the end of his career. It might mark the start of a prison sentence. The streets are watching. The evidence keeps piling up. And justice for Celeste can't come soon enough. Some say David left a hidden message in a leaked demo. Others claim he was spotted performing secretly overseas after the raid. Rumors even swirl about a second Tesla tied to the case, parked just blocks from the crime scene. Believe what you want, but the streets will keep talking. Stay tuned, share this story, and keep your eyes open, 'cause the truth always comes out.